subscribe and welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today I have a different kind of video. I'm not really sure how to go about this video. So basically what I've done is I've started making my own polishes. Several months ago, it was back in, I want to say like October. My son and I were going for one of our walks, and somehow, I don't know how it came up, but somehow he told me that I should start making nail polishes because I love nail polish so much, and that I should sell them on Etsy. And at first it was just kind of a joke, and then the more we talked about it, I got really excited because I used to make, back in the day, I used to make my own eyeshadows, and so I already knew about like pigments and how to like mix things, you know, for eyeshadows, and I just thought it would be really fun. And so I actually ended up buying a bunch of supplies off of like various websites. I got my base polish, you know, the base for the nail polish, and I just started mixing polishes, and it was really, really fun. And then I talked with a couple of my friends, and they all said I should do it. And so I just decided to do it, you guys. I started making polishes. I made several collections so far, and I have several collections in my head. And then I kind of decided that for my first collection was going to be a pets collection, like in remembrance of the pets, my 2 dogs that I've lost in the last year, and then my 2 cats that I still have, and then our other pet. Now, I wanted to get this collection out a lot sooner, because these are kind of like, some of them are kind of more like fallish winter polish. Actually, they're pretty much all kind of fall winter polishes, so they might not really make sense right now, but I just really wanted this to be my first collection. So without further ado, I'm just going to tell you I'm starting a collection, a nail polish brand. My brand name is Never Naked by Jackie. So when we were talking last year, and we were just kind of just spitballing things, and it was still hypothetical. I was like, oh, well, what would I name my brand? And then we're walking, and it just popped in my head. I said, oh, Never Naked. Like, my nails are never naked. And so Never Naked, I thought that was perfect. I thought I was being so original, so creative. And then I went home and I Googled Never Naked. Now, first of all, apparently there's several brands that are called Never Naked. There's like a shoe company that's called Never Naked, and it's Never Naked, and then it's shoes, something shoes or whatever. Then there's already a brand on Etsy that was called Never Naked, but then apparently the brand closed down several years ago. She stopped selling polishes. So I didn't know if, because she was closed, what the legalities were, if I was allowed to use Never Naked. And I didn't want to spell it like NVR. I wanted it to be Never Naked, like actually spelled out. So then I just decided to be unoriginal and just do Never Naked by Jackie. So that's what my brand's gonna be called. It's Never Naked by Jackie. Now, like I said initially, I was gonna sell it on Etsy. I made an Etsy store called Never Naked by Jackie. I took pictures, I didn't upload anything yet, because once you start uploading things is when they start charging you. But you guys, doing it on Etsy is going to be so expensive. There's so many fees for every little thing that you do. There's a fee, and considering I don't even know if anyone's going to really realistically buy my polishes, I didn't want to be spending money and then losing money without even really selling any polishes. So I started another Instagram channel, Never Naked by Jackie, an Instagram page. I'm going to start off on there, and if people seem to enjoy my polishes and they want to actually buy my polishes, and I actually make some money off the polishes, then I will most likely switch to Etsy so that it can be more professional. So to start, I'm going to do it on Instagram. I'll link the page down below. What I'm going to do is every polish that I have, I'm going to list it as just like one listing, and then I will edit each listing as I sell polishes. Like if I start, so I'm starting off with 5. I'm going to make 5 of each polish, and then, you know, as if they sell and I have the ingredients, you know, I can make more if people want more, if I had the ingredients and if, you know, people seem to want them. So say I start with 5 and then someone buys one, I will edit the listing to say that I have 4. If several people at the same time all message me saying I want this polish and I don't have enough to cover the amount of people that message me, then I'll just have to say I don't have it, or if I can make it, whatever. So the way I'm going to do it is you'll go to Instagram, you'll see the polishes that you like, and then you can send me a message on the Instagram saying which polishes you want. And then if they're still in stock, I will calculate shipping. I decided that I went so many different ways of trying to figure out shipping, and I think the best way to do it is I started a USPS account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh your order, whatever the order is, and then I'll go to the USPS and I'll type it in and get the cheapest possible shipping, and then I will just send you the cost of what the shipping will be and what the prices of the polish will be. And if you like it, then you can just send me your PayPal email. I'll send you a PayPal invoice, and you can send me your full name and your address, and then I can send out the polishes. I know this doesn't seem like the best way to kind of be doing it, but you know, everyone that does like their D-stash page, their D-stash sites, that's how they do it. You know, they sell on Instagram, and they all seem to be selling their polishes just fine. So I'm sorry if this isn't really the most professional, but it's just the way it's gonna have to be until I can start actually selling polishes. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna talk about, first two polishes are for my two cats that I still have, and then I have two polishes for my two dogs that they both passed away within the last year and a half, and then the last one is going to be for our other pet that we have. Okay, so the first one is for my cat Lady. So Lady, she is my black cat. She's 17. I've had her for 16 years. I got her, they told us she was roughly 1 when we adopted her, and my son was, at the time, was 1. So that's how I know how old she is, how I can remember, because she's the same age, roughly the same age as my son. So she's a black cat. She's a very loving, sweet, affectionate cat. She loves to be held. She loves to cuddle. She just, with me, she doesn't love to cuddle or snuggle with anyone else. She lets other people pet her and she tolerates them, but she doesn't seek out anyone else's attention. She's a very sweet, affectionate cat, and I love her so very dearly. She's honestly the best cat I've ever had in my whole life. So for her polish, I did a black subtle holographic, and this is a smooth 2-coater. Now another thing, so several weeks ago, I recorded myself painting my nails with these polishes. I put my camera upside down, my phone upside down. I had one of those little holders, and I got as close as I possibly could without touching the phone while I'm trying to paint my nails. And it's still, I don't know, it's far away. I don't know the quality. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. And then I tried doing it with nail wheels, and it just, I don't know, you guys. I don't know how to. Everyone like Carolina, Manny Centric, and Sheila, like how do they all do it? I don't understand. So my video qualities of me painting my nails might not be the best. I apologize. I am still trying to practice, and in the future, hopefully I will be a lot better. So my videos might not be the best, but I will show you what I did. I will show you the videos, and at the end, I'll probably do it at the end, and I will show you good pictures. And I'm going to show you any way that I've worn these different polishes. Sometimes I've combined them, sometimes I've just worn outside, polishes with them, and I will show whatever pictures I have. Okay, so Lady is a very subtle holographic. Now at first I wanted to do something more. I wanted to add like more glitters to make it more special, but the truth is Lady is just a very simple girl. And this is a very simple polish, so I thought it was actually very fitting for her. This is a smooth 2-coater. It's very opaque. It's not like bam in your face holographic, but it does have a really nice soft holographic sparkle. Really, really love this one. So this is Lady, and the polish is Lady of the House. That's her name. This is the polish. These aren't the actual polishes. These are just little minis that I use when I'm making my polishes. So when I'm making them, I'm experimenting with the formulas. Once I've got the formulas and I put them in the bottles, for my own purpose, I just use these little bottles just for myself. This is the actual bottle. It's like 10.5 mLs. It's a square bottle, rectangle bottle. And then these are my labels. Now I went through, 4 or 5 different labels till I was finally able to get the right label that fit, that looked good, that stuck to the bottle, and then that I was able to do on the bottom. So this is my logo, Never Naked by Jackie. This is the bottle. And these are the labels underneath. And then, like I said, 10.5 mLs. And then this is the brush. It's not a paddle brush like I like, but it isn't a skinny brush either. So in the future, if I can, I'm trying to figure out where people are getting the good paddle brushes. I don't know. In the future, if I can find better bottles and better brushes, I will. But anyway, so this is Lady of the House. Okay, then Jasmine. So this is actually the second version of Jasmine. I did a version of her that I liked, and then I got a new glitter, and I liked this version. I tried a new version, and I like this one better. So this is the new version. This is Jasmine. So Jasmine is my calico cat. We've had her since last February, so we've had her for a year. We adopted her, and they told us that she was roughly 1, so she's roughly 2. We don't know her exact age because she was adopted. So she is, oh man, she's a handful. She's a brat. She's definitely a brat. She's very mean to Lady. They get along a lot better now, but she still every now and then just like stalks Lady and like pounces on her. And Lady, you know, she's 17. She's been an only cat for 16, 15 years before we got Jasmine. So anyways, she's a brat, but I don't know, she's very playful. She's very sweet. She loves to be anywhere near me. Like, she likes to follow me when I'm in my closet doing stuff. She follows me into my closet. She climbs up onto my shelves and just lays there while I'm in my closet. A lot of times I forget she's in there because she just blends into my clothes, and she gets locked into my closet a lot. I don't even want to say how many times, but a lot. But she loves to just be near me, but she also is very independent. She runs around. She loves toys. Lady's never played with toys. Jasmine loves toys. She loves string. She likes climbing in boxes. She loves knocking stuff off my dresser. Like, she's crazy. I've never had a cat like her. She's very food driven. She wants to eat all the time. And when she sleeps with me, she likes to be touching me. Like, she likes to either be sleeping on my feet, or she likes to be sleeping in between my legs, or she likes to be sleeping up against me. She likes to touch me, but she doesn't want me touching her. So she'll let me pet her. She likes to be pet. She lets me scratch her under the chin. But if I'm doing it for too long, or I'm trying to like just pet her for too long, she gets irritated and she leaves. She lets me pick her up, but she doesn't let me hold her for more than like, I don't know, 30 seconds before she kind of gets squirmy and she wants to get down. Whereas Lady, she'll let me hold her, cradle in my arm like a little baby for like 20 minutes at a time, just purring away. Jasmine's not like that. She likes, like I said, she likes to be near me, but only on her terms. She doesn't want me fussing with her, but she wants to be able to be around me, if that makes any sense. Oh, so let me show you the polish. This is Jasmine. This is a glitter topper. So Jasmine, like I said, is a calico. So her colors are like an orange and then black and white. And this doesn't really have any white in it, but it does have the black and the kind of calico bronzy orange. This is a glitter topper. This looks really good over Lady. So I'm gonna insert pictures of Jasmine. This, her polish is called Princess Jasmine. This is just, ooh, really glittery. Look at that. Really, really sparkly. This is fun. It is a glitter topper. It is a little bit chunky, so you do need a good top coat. But this one, I really like this one. This one looks really good over a lot of different colors. I wore this over Lady. I wore this over Chance's polish. It's really, really nice. Okay, now Chance's polish. Okay, so Chance, he was my Chinese crested powder puff. I got him like 11, 10, 14, like 14 years ago I got him. He died in 2019, towards the end. He died in like August, the end of August of 2019, after having him for 12, 13 years. 13 years, something like that. Now Chance was my shadow. Like, this dog followed me everywhere. Even in the middle of the night, I would get up to go to the bathroom. He'd be in the bathroom with me. I would go here, he would follow me. I would go here, he would follow me. Even if he's laying down and he's comfortable and I get up, he would just get up, and he had to be everywhere that I was. This dog, I used to always, say he was stupid, like he was a stupid dog, but he really wasn't. He would come, he would sit. He just was a very sweet, affectionate dog, but he wasn't the brightest dog, but he was the most loyal dog that I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I will never, ever have a dog that is more loyal than this dog. Like, this dog just absolutely loved me with his entire being. So I was very devastated when he died. Like, I spent all his life, loving him, of course, but also saying, like, what a pain in the butt he was. But then, obviously, when it came down to it, and I had to take him to the vet, it was devastating for me. So this polish, this is actually the first polish that I made, and it wasn't intended to be a Chance polish. It was just a polish that I made. I was toying with the idea of making like an entire whites collection, which I actually did make a whites collection that's going to come out hopefully in the summer. This was the very first polish I made, and it's a white, and it's got this strong yellowy gold flash to it. And then I didn't love it for the white collection. I thought the yellowy gold was too yellow, so I kind of, put it aside. And then when I decided on the Pets collection, this polish just popped in my head as this is Chance in a bottle. because Chance, I didn't say, but he was white. So Chance was white, and he was a powder puff, so his hair got really long. But because I live in Florida and it's hot, and he, like I said, he was kind of dumb, so he was always peeing on himself, so his hair was always tangled. So I would always keep his hair short. So when his hair was short, he was white. But when his hair would grow out, the tips of his hair were red when he was younger. So he would be white with red tips. Then as he got older, the red was no longer red, but it was yellow. So he would, when his hair would grow out, when he's in between haircuts, he would be white, but then he would have yellow tips. And so towards the end of his life, I could no longer take him to be groomed because he had heart failure, and it was just too much stress for him. And his groomers, you know, they wouldn't groom him anymore. So the last year of his life, he had long hair and he was white with yellow tips. And so this polish is just him. So even though initially I didn't love this polish because it's white and it's too yellow, and I, like on me, it makes my nails look like they're just kind of yellow. But I started wearing this polish because I wanted to just love the polish. I don't want to put out polishes that I don't like. Like, yes, I'm going to obviously have to start putting out in the future. I'm going to have to put out polishes that aren't necessarily my taste, because other people, it'll be their taste. But I want, like I said, I wanted to enjoy this polish. So I started wearing it, and the more I wore it, the more I actually really did like it. And I know a lot of people really do like white polishes with, you know, shimmers and flashes to them. So I think a lot of you might actually really enjoy this. It's very, very sparkly. I've worn this with Jasmine on top, and this is really, really nice. I wore this with I made a flaky topper. I'm not going to show it because it's going to be like a future topper collection. And I tried that over this, and it looked so beautiful. So I'm going to insert that picture at the end too with the topper on. Just know that you can't get the topper yet, but in the future you will. So this is Chance. I didn't tell you what his polish is called. His polish is called Take a Chance on Me. And I really love this polish because it represents, you know, my chance. Okay, then we had our Greyhound Dakota. Now Dakota, we rescued when he was 3.5, when we still lived in New Jersey. He raced for a very long time. Usually they only race for like a year or two max, but he raced for 3.5 years. So he was a racing greyhound. So that's part of what his name is, his polish name. Dakota was a brindle, so he was kind of similar markings as Jasmine, where he had the bronzy orange, and then he also had black, but he had little smidgens of white in him too. But then his base color was more like a grayish, like a gray color. So Dakota, because he's a greyhound, a lot of bigger dogs, especially greyhounds, they get really bad hip problems. So several years ago, he started getting really bad hip problems, and it was very painful for him to walk. And so he cried a lot because, you know, his hips were just so painful. And so we had him on different medications throughout the years. And then he just, one day in September, he was not on medications at this point. One day he just started screaming, and it was literally overnight that everything happened. So he started screaming, but not his normal crying that he used to do before. This was just like, you know, he couldn't even walk. My husband had to carry him to go outside. So I told him we had to take him to the vet. So he took him that night to the emergency vet, and sure enough, he had bone cancer, which is very common in greyhounds, to get bone cancer. So it was he had it in one leg. It was very progressed. Like our vet told, and the next day we had to take him to our vet. She told us that he's a very stoic dog because this should have been bothering him a long time ago, because it was a very advanced stage of cancer, bone cancer. So overnight, and then by the next night, when we went overnight, the emergency vet, they gave him a bunch of pain meds. He was on so much pain meds that it should have knocked him out, but it didn't. He just spent the entire night and the whole next day screaming and crying. So we had to make an appointment, and the options, at this point he was 13. So our options were to either amputate his leg that had the cancer in it. You know, he's 13, and to amputate a dog at the age of 13, and then, you know, the cancer could spread and could end up in his other legs eventually anyways. Or the other option was to just keep him on pain meds, which weren't really working for him. But then I knew in my heart that what would happen is that I would be home alone with him and he would fall from the pain and he would break a leg and I would be home alone with him. So we had to put him to sleep. So everything was like within a day. Sorry. Okay, so anyways, this was part of why I was really sad towards the end of the last year, is with everything with COVID and then losing both my dogs. He died a month after Chance's year anniversary. So this is also why this pets collection, why I really wanted to do this pets collection. So anyways, this is Dakota's polish. So like I said, Dakota was a brindle and he was a racing greyhound. So initially, Dakota's polish looked very similar to Jasmine's because they had kind of the same colorings. And then I decided to mix his into a base. So this is actually a textured polish. I guess you would call this a crelly. So he's got the gray base, which matches his body. This actually matches him really, really well. So I would say of all the polishes, I think the two dogs match the pets almost identically. Like when I look at this is Dakota. You've got the grayish base and then you've got the bronzy gold flecks in there, and that's like his brindle coloring. So this is a textured polish, which if you know me, I don't love textured polishes, but like I said before, I really just wanted to be true to what my pets actually were, and this is just him perfectly. So this is a textured polish. I've worn this several times. This looks good as a one coater. You could wear it as one coat and it's pretty opaque. You could do 2 coats. You can wear this glossy. I actually prefer wearing this on its own. This dries matte. Yeah, matte. I would say it dries matte. And I actually really prefer it matte. I don't know my pictures if they're glossy or matte. I believe they're matte. But this is just a really nice texture polish. It is textured, it's gritty, it's going to be, you know, you're going to have to remove the glitters, but it is really pretty and I do really enjoy it. I like this one. Okay, so the last polish is actually after our turtle. Oh, and Dakota, his polish, his name is Run Dakota Run. My very favorite movie of life is Forrest Gump, and that scene where, you know, she says run Forrest run. I thought it was just so fitting for him to be Run Dakota Run because he was a racing greyhound. My husband thinks the name doesn't make sense. Like, he doesn't really understand the name, but let me know down below if you understand the name. Anyways, all right, so the last polish is after our turtle. So one day, like, it's probably been like 7 years, my husband and my son went out to PetSmart to get food for the dogs, I'm guessing, and they came home with a turtle. Like, my husband just said, pick out a turtle. And so they came home with a turtle. Nobody wanted a turtle. Nobody still wants a turtle. I don't know why we have a turtle. But the turtle, he lives out on the lanai. He has like a big pond tank, so he just stays in the pond tank. Doesn't really do much. He just sits in his pond. He doesn't really swim around much. He just sits in there. We feed him. My kids feed him. My husband doesn't feed him. My one son feeds him. And he just chills out there, and we're going to have a turtle for the next 20 years. How long do turtles live? Turtles can live for like, what, 20 years? Anyways, his name is Crush. So I made a polish out of Crush. This is a dark green polish. It's got a ton of beautiful shimmer in there. And this is called Don't Crush My Dreams. This one dries satin matte. Not shiny and not necessarily matte, but satin matte. And I really like this one. This is rich and vampy. This one looks really beautiful with a shiny top coat. All right, you guys, those were all my polishes. I'm sorry if this was a long video, but I really just kind of wanted to share, you know, everything about the brand and about my pets, and just kind of give you like little, you know, backstory to my pets. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So the story about Chance. I want to tell you guys this story. So when I was younger, I told myself that when I was older and I, you know, could get a dog on my own, I wanted to get a male dog and I wanted his name to be Chance. I think I watched the movie The Incredible Journey, and one of the dogs' name was Chance, and I always just thought that was like a perfect name for a dog. So then when my husband and I had our first house, my mom said that I could have one of her Chinese crested powder puffs because she bred dogs at the time. And I had met all her puppies, but it had been a long time since I'd seen them. They were roughly like a year old at this point, and she still had a couple of them left. So I went to her house. She said we could have one for free. You know, purebred powder puff, they go for, I actually don't know how much they go for, but you know, breeders sell their dogs for, you know, expensive. So she said we could have them for free. So, okay. So I went there, and immediately Chance just like took to me. Immediately he was like, you're my person. So I spent the weekend just with him and petting him, and just, he was always with me, like from the second I walked in the house. And I had met him when they were puppies, but it had been, you know, like I said, almost a year since I'd really interacted with this dog. And I didn't know his name or anything. I didn't know what his name was. And, you know, I said, you know, he chose me, I'm choosing him, he's my dog. And she said, okay. He said his name is Chance. I didn't know that. I didn't know his name was Chance, but I always, growing up, said that I was going to have a dog named Chance. And so, honestly, it was meant to be. Chance was meant to be my dog. He was my dog, and that's why I love him, and I love his polish. All right, guys, sorry. So that was everything. These are all the polishes. If you have any questions, I hope I covered, I'm trying to think if I covered everything. If you have any questions, leave them down below. You can message me. I'm going to leave my Instagram, which is Nurse Jackie, which you guys should know. But I'm going to leave the new Instagram, so go check out the new Instagram. By the time I upload this picture, I should have all these polishes uploaded. If you have any suggestions for ways that I can maybe improve things, let me know. Or if you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.